Hello everyone, I Assistant Professor Pragati Shetty from Department of Microbiology. In the last lecture, we started the topic of the biosensors. Okay, so now we will see what all things we learned in the last lecture. So we saw what are the biosensor, the components of the biosensors, then the examples of the receptor and the various type of the detectors that can be used in the assembly of the biosensors. Now we saw some combinations of the receptor and the detector. Okay, then we saw the working principle, how biosensor works and what principle is behind the working of the biosensor, that we saw, which is the signal transduction, right? Biosensor works on the signal transduction. Then we saw the features of the biosensor, some important properties of a biosensor that should have in the biosensor. Then only the machine, the assembly can be called as the biosensor. Okay, then now we will see in this online lecture what are the various types of the biosensor that are commercially available. Okay, then there are the 5 types of the biosensor majorly. The first one is the colorimetric biosensors, then potentiometric biosensor, acoustic wave biosensors, and the amperometric biosensor and the optical biosensors. Okay, so in this, the first one, that is the colorimetric biosensors. So as we all know, the colorimeter, so colorimeter is responsible for what? The determining the color, the absorbance, okay, the color change. So we measure that the color change, right? As the light passes through that, it will catch the concentration, okay, depending on the colors. So that same thing will work here. So first we will see the colorimetric biosensors. Okay, so the principle, that is the new principle, there is the new way, the new door open for the biosensor types. So in this, the determination of the enantiometric excesses is described. Okay, now the receptor can be, in the colorimetric biosensors, can be the immobilized molecule or the polymers that are used, okay, that can be used as the receptors in the colorimetric biosensors. So in this also the principle is same, that is the signal transduction. Okay, sensors are based on the colorimetric transduction and are designed to detect the heat generated, okay, the heat generated or the heat consumed during the biological reaction, okay, and that is getting the calculated or determined, detected, sensed. Okay, now you can see the most enzyme catalyzed reactions are exothermic, that means producing the heat, okay, generating the heat, and which may used as the basis of the measuring the rate of the reaction and therefore can be used to determine analyte concentration. Therefore the more heat will be generated, the more will be the concentration of the analyte. Okay, then the analyte solution is passed. Now we will see how the working of the colorimetric biosensor will proceed. Okay, the analyte solution is first passed through the small packed bed column containing immobilized enzymes. Okay, now I mentioned earlier, the receptor can be, the biomolecule can be the immobilized enzyme or the resins, okay, the polymers. So first analyte will be passed through the solution through the small packed bed column, and on that column there will be the immobilized enzyme. So after this, analyte will bind to the enzyme. Okay, Now the reaction will takes place between the analyte and the enzyme, the substrate and the enzyme, producing the product and developing the heat. Okay, because these reactions are exothermic in nature, producing the heat. The temperature of the solution is determined just before the entry of the solution into the column and just as it is leaving the column using the separate thermistors, which means the temperature is determined between the entry and the leaving of the solution. Okay, in between the temperature is getting determined before the entry of the solution into the column. Okay, before the entry and just as it is leaving the column using the separate thermistor. Okay, the example of the colorimetric biosensor is the glucose oxidase for the determination for the glucose. Okay, so in this enzyme glucose oxidase is used for the determination of the glucose. Okay, so the more product will be produced, the more heat will be generated, and that heat will be then calculated, will be determined, the temperature will be determined. Okay, then this is for the colorimetric biosensors. Now we will see the potentiometric biosensors. Okay, as the name says, potential force is there. Potentiometric biosensor, these biosensors use ion selective electrodes to convert biological reaction into the electronic signal. This biosensors uses the ion selective electrode. Okay, this ion selective electrode convert biochemical reaction into the biological reaction into the electronic signals. Okay, now the many reactions generate H plus ions, or many reactions can be used the H plus ion, and which can be determined and measured. Okay, so the higher amount of the H plus concentration is there, the higher amount for the substrate is present, we can say that. All right, therefore the concentration of the H plus can be directly proportional to the concentration of the substrate. We can measure using this biosensor. Now the biosensor example for the potentiometric biosensor type is the urea biosensor, is an example of the potentiometric biosensor. Okay, so in this picture you can see the experimental setup for the potentiometric biosensor assays. Okay, so you can see there is the ion selective electrode is present, which is converting the biological reaction into the electronic signal. Okay, and after the ion selective electrode we will be having the potentiometric transducer. Transducer, what is the role of the transducer? It will transfer the energy. Okay, so it will then after, once the ion selective electrode will convert this biochemical biological energy into the electronic, the electrical energy is transferred through the potentiometric transducer to the detector. Okay, then the detector will display the result into the digital platform display unit. Okay, you can see there the data acquisition computer is there. Okay, so this is how the potentiometric biosensor will work. The potentiometric biosensor uses the ion selective electrode. This is the important point in this. Okay, ion selective electrode will convert the biological energy into the electronic energy. All right, the example of this biosensor is urea biosensor. Now we will see third one, that is the acoustic wave biosensor, which can be also called as the piezoelectric biosensor. Okay, so as we all know, what is the piezoelectric effect? The piezoelectric name, the piesin, which means to press, and in Greek the piezo means push. Okay, So the piezoelectric effect is the ability of the material. There are the certain material that has this ability to generate the electric charge in response to applied mechanical stress, which means when the stress is getting applied on the material will develop the electronic charge, the electric charge. Okay, this effect is called as the piezoelectric effect. Okay, now in this acoustic wave biosensor, this sensor uses piezoelectric materials. Okay, piezoelectric material, the typically quartz crystals. This is the most commonly used piezoelectric materials. Quartz has the ability to generate the electric charge in response to the mechanical or applied stress. Okay, so therefore the quartz, okay, piezoelectric materials such as the quartz crystal, in order to generate the acoustic waves. Okay, now that will develop the electric charge in the form of the waves, the acoustic waves, and the surface of these waves is usually coated with the surface is usually coated with the antigen, which are our receptor, the biomolecule. Okay, with the antibodies which bind to the complementary antigen which can be present in our sample. Okay, then the antigen antibody reaction takes place. If the antigen is present, if the reaction is positive, then antigen will bind to the antibody, okay, which is present at the surface of the biosensor. Okay, now this leads to increased mass, which reduces their vibrational frequency. Now whose vibrational frequency? The vibrational frequency of the acoustic waves. Okay, they will reduce the frequency, the vibrational frequency of that waves due to this antigen antibody reaction, and this change is used to determine the amount of antigen present in the solution, in the sample solution, in the test sample. Okay, so in this what is happening? First, the antibodies are coated at the surface. Then after this, if our antigen are present in this test sample, it will bind to the antibodies. Okay, antigen antibody reaction will take place, and due to this reaction, what will they do? They will decrease the vibrational frequency of this piezoelectric waves, the acoustic waves, which is caused due to the quartz. Okay, then therefore the more decrease or more reduction in this frequency or the vibrational frequency in the waves, the more will be the concentration. Okay, and therefore this vibrational frequency decrease or increased is used to determine the amount of the antigen present in the sample of the solution, that is our test sample. Okay, this is the acoustic wave biosensors which uses the piezoelectric effect, therefore can be also called as the piezoelectric biosensors. Okay, in this picture you can see there are the antibodies present, right, coated at the surface. Now antigen is coming from the sample, antigen will bind. Okay, now you can see the blue color acoustic waves are there, surface acoustic waves are there, and due to their reaction, the frequency, the vibrational frequency of the waves is getting changed. So that frequency is very important to us, right? The more reduction in that frequency, the more will be the antigen present in the sample. Okay, so this is the piezoelectric biosensors. Now the fourth one is the amperometric biosensors. Okay, now the amperometric biosensors, this functions by the production of the current when a potential force is applied between the two electrodes. Okay. Amperometric biosensor majorly function when the current is produced. Okay, that current is producing due to the potential force is getting applied between the two electrodes, right? This is the basic reaction. When the potential will be there between the two electrodes, the current will be produced, right? So this is the principle behind this amperometric biosensors. Okay, now the magnitude of that current that is producing is directly proportional to the substrate concentration. Okay, the more will be the current is producing, the more will be the substrate concentration in the solution. All right, these biosensors are used to measure the redox reaction, mixed reaction, redox reactions, right? Redox means reduction oxidation reactions. These are called as the redox reaction. So this type of the biosensor, that is the amperometric biosensor, are used to measure the redox reactions. Okay. Now you can see in this picture, there is the red color analyte, okay, in the sample. Now the bioreceptor is present. Okay, now the analyte will bind to the bioreceptor. After binding, what it will do? It will develop the current. How the current is developing? Due to the potential is applying between the electrodes. Okay, between the two electrodes, and therefore that will produce the current. Okay, that will produce the signal. The biological reaction is taking place between the analyte and the bioreceptor. That will generate some signal, right? That signal will convert through the transducer, okay, and therefore developing the current, resulting into the current formation. So the more will be the current production, more is the substrate concentration in the solution, in the test sample. Okay, this is about the amperometric biosensor. Now the fifth one is the optical biosensor. Okay, as we all know, optical means the light, right? So this involves determining the changes in the light absorption between the reactant and the product of the reaction. Okay, reactant and the products of the reaction, or it can involve the measurement of the light by the luminescent process. So basically it is having the light absorption phenomena. Okay, it is depending on the absorption of the light, amount of the light is getting absorbed. Okay, that will getting determined. So based on this, we can determine the concentration, or we can measure the substrate that is present. Okay, now this is the most promising biosensor, involves the luminescence, uses Frifle enzyme, luciferase enzyme, right? Luciferase enzyme for the detection of bacteria in the food or the clinical sample. Okay, this type of the biosensor are the most promising biosensors. Okay, which involve the enzyme luciferase. This enzyme is used for what? The detection of the bacteria present in the food, or can be used to determine the clinical sample. Okay, to determine the antigen present, the proteins present in the sample, we can use this optical biosensors. Optical biosensors are depending on what? The light absorption phenomena, the amount of the light absorbed or the changes in light absorption. Okay, from there we can measure the substrate concentration that is present in the test sample. Okay, this is about the optical biosensors. now we will see what are the applications of this biosensor. So we can use the biosensor in the food analysis, in the study of biomolecule and their interactions, right? We can check whether the antigen present or the analyte that is present in our sample is getting attached, bound to the antibody, specific to that antibody or not. Okay, so we can determine the interactions between the two. Then we can use this biosensor for drug development. Okay, and then crime detection, sample detection, right? We can check using this method. Then medical diagnosis, to determine any disease condition, any pathogens, we can use the biosensors, right? Then environmental field monitoring we can use, right? Using the biological reactions that will produce the signal, that then from that signal we can determine the environmental changes. Okay, then industrial process control, manufacturing for the pharma materials, pharmaceuticals, and the replacement of the organs. See, these are the very much important applications of the biosensors. Okay, and these are very cheap and very convenient, right? Then monitoring the glucose level in the diabetes patients, then protein engineering, wastewater treatment, agriculture industry. Okay, then these are the applications of the biosensors. And the most used, commercially used biosensor available is the pregnancy test, which detect the presence of HCG protein in the urine. If this protein is present in the urine, then it will determine the positive reaction. Okay, so this is the most studied example of the most used example of the biosensor. I hope you understood this online lecture. In this lecture we saw the 5 types of the biosensors, right? First we saw the calorimetric biosensor, then we saw the piezoelectric biosensor, the acoustic wave biosensor, right? Then we saw the optical biosensors and the amperometric biosensor, which is used to determine the redox reaction, right? Optical biosensors, okay, and the potentiometric biosensors. So these are the types of the biosensor. Then we saw what are the applications of the biosensors, okay, and we saw one example of the biosensor. Now we will see the what are the advantages of these biosensors. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, these are simple for processing, high sensitivity, high selectivity. These are convenient, cheap, efficient, then time saving, right? They can used for the real time information, right? Then signals are mostly converted into the electronic form and therefore allowing the remote monitoring, right? This is important point. In the biosensors we used electrodes, right? We used the electrode, therefore our signals are converting into the electronic signal and therefore allowing the remote monitoring. Now along with the advantages, there are some disadvantages also. Okay, so what are they? Poor reproducibility, then temperature dependent system, pH influences in some type of the biosensors. Temperature is important, pH is important, and it requires the sample preparation for the biosensors. Okay, these are some advantages, although the advantages are higher in number than the disadvantages. Okay, so now we saw the complete topic for the biosensor. What are the biosensor? Component of the biosensor, working of the biosensor, various types of the biosensor, the applications plus the advantages and the disadvantages. Okay, I hope you understood this online lecture. If you have any doubt regarding this, please ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching.